Hello, hi everyone. This is Kiran, and today we'll be learning more about automation in Jira. So far we saw how to create any automation rule and what are the major three factors: trigger, condition, and actions in automation, and how can we use any rule. And we did set up a rule and tested it that it's working as per the rule conditions or not. Now today let's see how to edit any existing rule. So we have to go to the project. Let's say our project is Orange HRM, so we'll go to that project, and then inside that, on the left navigation panel, we'll go to the automation. Here you can see you have to go to the project setting first of all, and inside that we'll go to automation, and in that we have the already existent rules. So here we can see the rules which we have created. So let's say this is the rule: assign all high priority issues to PM. Let's open that. Clicking on that, we can open it. And when we open it, we get to see, okay, fine, when issues created. So what we can do, we can change the name of the rule if you want to. Let's say instead of PM, I want to write project manager. Some changes in the name, whatever we want to. Description we can write, right? So whatever description we want to mention. Okay, so let's say we wrote some description and we want to edit more things. So this is, let's say, done. So we'll save this, the changes. We can change the priority. Let's say we don't want high to be included, only highest to be included. So we can just remove it and save. So that's how we are actually changing or editing any existent rule. And then we can change the action also, but for now let's let it be the same, and then we can publish the rules. So the moment we publish it, the changes are saved, whatever change we have done, and the rule will work according to this. So now when we create any new issue, it will only be assigned to the project manager if the rule is having highest priority, if the issue is having highest priority, and in case of high priority, it will not be assigned to the PM. It will be auto assigned, which is it will remain in the unassigned state. Now let's see how we can do more editing here. So what happens when we click on this, and let's say I want to, so what we can do, we can add any step in between. Okay, so you can see here we added a new component. Okay, so there was an option to add component. I added a new component and I'm dragging and dropping it here. So it's here. So what I can do, I can have two triggers. So when issue is created and new component, what is that? You want to keep it as an action. You want to do something. Okay, so let's say we'll write new action. Now what is that you want to, I'll just click on this. So all components, fine. You want to, let's say, select the action to perform. So we want to transition the issue, an issue to a specific status. Okay, so you want to change it to a specific status. So choose the fields to set. What do you want to do in that? Whenever a new issue is created, you want some action. So let's say you want to set the assignee. Let's say you want to set it, you want to assign it to automatic. Okay, so it should be assigned to somebody automatically, and in case if it's priority, if the priority is highest, then you can assign it to the PM. So what you have done here, you have edited the rule and you have added a new component in between. So let's say when you're creating any or there is a trigger which is happening, which is create issue, you want some action to perform, and then check for the condition, and then again some action to perform. Okay, so this is how we can create or add components anywhere we want to. So we have to just click on this icon, add component. We can drag and drop anywhere, wherever in the step in the rule we want to set this component, and then save it. So when I save this, I get an option to publish the changes. So you can see now the automation rule is in a draft phase for now. Okay, so the automation rule is in the draft phase. We can change it to enabled once we publish this. Okay, so let's say I publish this new changes, whatever I have done, and it will be in the enabled status now. So we have to whenever we are creating any new issue, it will be auto assigned to somebody, and then it will check for the priority. If the priority is highest, it will be assigned to the manager. If the priority is not highest, it is high or medium, whatever, then it will be automatically assigned. So that's how the rule will work in this project. Now let's see how to enable and disable any rule. So what we have to do, we have to simply go to the project. We have to go inside the project settings. We have to go to automation. We have to go to the project rules, and we can see the list of rules which are available. So let's say I want to disable this rule for the time being. So I can just click on this toggle bar and my rule will be disabled for the time being, till the time I enable it again. Okay. So there are a few more project rules which you can see here. When all stories are completed, then close the epic. Okay, so when all the stories are completed, then the epic which I have created will be auto closed. Even if I'm not going and marking it as done, it will be auto closed when all the stories associated with this or linked with that epic are closed. So in that case, it will be closed. Okay. So we can see if we created another rule, right? When an issue is transition, then automatically assign, right? So whenever there is a issue created, you can automatically assign to somebody. When epic is completed, then close all the stories present. Now let's say you go and close your epic, done, but all the stories inside it are not closed, so it should be automatically closed. We want that to happen. So all these rules can be applied. Now from here you can enable, disable. Now you can also go inside the rule. Let's say I just go inside this rule. We can also enable, disable from here. So the moment I click on this toggle, this rule is disabled now. So when I go to project setting and automation again, you can see that the rule which we created will be disabled state. In the disabled state, it is because, see, it is in the disabled status because we went inside and disabled it. So we can enable it from here. Okay. So that's how we enable and disable any rule in automation in Jira. Now, there's another feature which is very important, which we should be knowing, is how to export and import any rule. Now, for that again, we have to go to the project, inside that project settings, inside that automation, and now when we are on the rule, so what you can do, you can just click on, let's go inside this rule, and okay, you can do one more thing. I can just go to project setting, automation again. So what you have to do, you have to just click on these three dots on the right hand side of the rule which you have seen. You can see an option to export that rule. First of all, we have to export it to our local machine. So I'll click on export. So I got an exported file in the form of JSON file I got, right? It must be in my local machine. So you can see here, show in folder. So you can see that I got the rule in JSON format. Going back to the Jira, now I want to import it to another project. So we have created some rule which we are using in one project, and now I want to use that rule in some other project in Jira. I can do it using export and import features. So I've exported it in the JSON format. Now I'll go to another project, let's say a demo project DP, which I had created. So I'll go there. And I'll go inside the project settings for that. I can go inside the automation, and there I will be importing the rule which I have just exported from the previous project. Now here you can see you have to go to the global administration, because you have to be, okay, for export import feature, to be able to perform the export import feature, you have to be a global administrator for Jira. Okay, you have to have the access of, you have to be a global admin of Jira. In that case, only you can export and import any rules in Jira. So I'm here in the global automation section of the project. Now you can see it here. I'll be importing the rule which I have just exported from another project. Okay. In the another tab, I'll be opening the previous project also. So just give me a moment. Yeah. So this is the previous project. Now here I am on to the DP, which is demo project, DP. So here I want to import the rules, right? So let's say we go to, this is import rules. Now you have to upload the JSON file which we have exported from the previous project. So it is in my local machine, so I should know where it is kept. So let's say it's kept in the downloads. So I'll upload the JSON file and restrict to project. So I want to choose the project where I want to have this rule. Okay, so copy of it is created. Okay, so what is happening, since it is enabled, you saw that, right? So what we can do, we can just have it in the demo project. If you want to have it in both the projects, you can select both, or if you wanted to have it in the only one project, you can select here. And then next, you want to import the rule owners also, fine, you can do that. Okay, okay, we have to select which rule we want to so I selected. Next, let's do this. Confirm. So now the new rule which we created, let's say, see, this is multiple projects, right? Copy of assign. So we have created a copy of it and it got assigned to multiple projects. That means it is with it is currently in the disabled status. So the moment we enable it, it will become enabled for both the projects, right? So what we can do, we can go inside this demo project. So project rules, so you can see here, this is added here in this project, but you have to just enable it, and you can see the projects are multiple projects. So that's how we can import and export any rule in any of the projects across Jira when we have created anyone in any one of the project. So let's say we have project A, we have 5 rules, we can import or we can export all these 5 rules to another project. So if you want to actually export everything, what you have to do is you have to just click on this. Okay, just a second. You have to go to global admin first of all. Once you're in the global admin, then you can just export all the rules. So all the JSON file will be, multiple JSON file will be exported, and then you can import it into another project. So you can actually import, export single rules, or you can import, export multiple rules at the same time. Okay. So that's how you import and export rules in the automation in Jira. Now let's take an example of a new rule. We create a rule where a new subtask is created whenever a new story is created. This is a very important, this is a very useful rule actually, which will happen whenever you create any story. You need to have subsequent tasks and subtasks created according to it. So let's say we would create subtasks. So one will be development task, one will be testing subtask, and then another one will be design subtask. So whenever a new story is created, the subtask should be created. So that is the rule. So let's say we'll be doing it in the demo project itself. So we will click on new rule, and the new trigger which you want to which will be issue created only, right? The new trigger is issue created only. So we have clicked on that trigger, which is issue created. We will save it. So you don't want the subtasks to be created. You don't want the subtasks to be created all the time, right? So what do? You want it only when the issue type is story. So first save this issue created. Now you have to add a condition now, right? You want a condition to check that this issue type, issue field condition has to be story. So issue field condition, no, not status. You want to check the type, right? Just a second. Issue type. you want to check that the issue type is equals to story or not only. So in that case only you want some actions to be done, and that action will be, new action will be create subtask, right? So you want the action to be create issue, and that issue will be not same issue type, it will be subtask, right? Parent issue is the current issue. Cool. Now you want more subtasks to be, you want 3 subtasks to be created. So this choose the fields to set what you want. If you want more things to be set, let's say you want labels. So whenever there is a new issue created, just a second. So summary is, let's say, development subtask. The description is also, let's say, okay, and the labels, you can create a new labels. Just a second. Let's say we create a label like development subtask. Okay, so that is a new label which we created. Okay, save. So this is one action, and in that, let's say we'll just edit it. Now you want to create more subtasks. Just a second. Now since we want 3 subtasks to be created, we'll add a new action, and in that action we'll be searching for create issue only. So the issue type will be subtask, same subtask again. Here we go, and we can choose summary to be testing subtask. We can write some descriptions, which is test subtask or something like this. And we can also set the label if you want to, or not, and we can just save it. So this is testing subtask created, and we also want a design subtask to be created. So we'll add a component, we'll add a component as action, and we can choose create issue. Issue type should be subtask, and design subtask. So for every new story getting created, we are actually subtask. We are actually creating three subtasks. Now let's save it, or we can, if you want to set labels, that is fine. So what we can do, choose the fields to set. We can choose labels here. Yeah, and value of label can be design subtasks. Okay, we are creating a new label and then saving it. So we see, okay, fine, we have a rule wherein we have a trigger that whenever a new issue is created, which is of the condition is which is of the type story, only then create 3 subtasks. One is development, one is testing, and one is designing. Now you can, we have saved it. Now we need to check it, right? We have to see. So turn it on. Okay, we have to name it. Okay, so the name is create subtask, or create 3 subtasks for new stories, new story created, something like this. Turn it on. All admins, you don't want all admins to edit your rule, then you can just keep it as private, so that we know already. So now let's go to our automation page and see that this rule is enabled or not. It is showing as enabled here, of course, so it is enabled, but still we'll check. So we'll go to the automation page, and inside that, let's go to project setting first. Okay, and then You go to automation. And we'll go to the project rules, and we can see that this rule is enabled. Now we have to test it. So for quickly we'll create one story. So the project is a demo project and the type is story, and summary is testing rule. Or we can write testing subtask rule. Okay, so now we'll not set anything. We'll quickly just create a story. So the moment we create a story, what we can do, here we go. We have to check that these 3 subtasks got created or not. So we can quickly click on view issue DP1, because this is the demo project, the first issue got created. So we have to check the 3 subtasks got created or not, which we have set in the rule. And we'll also have to check that the labels got created and the description and the summary got properly mentioned in those subtasks or not, right? In the meanwhile, in the another tab, we'll quickly open the project DP. Go to the project settings. And we'll go inside the automation. Here we go. Now let's go to the new issue which got created, which is the story, and we'll see the subtasks there. We can clearly see that the 3 subtasks got created, which is development subtask, testing subtask, and design subtask. We have to open each one of them and see that we had proper labels. So we remember in the development subtask, we have put some labels. In the testing, we did not put any label. And in the design also, we have put some labels. So I'm opening all these 3 subtasks in different tabs, and we'll see that whatever rules we have set is working as per the requirement or not. In the meanwhile, let me open the automation page, project rules, and here is the rule which is there. So DP2, DP3 and DP4 got created as subtasks of DP1. Now we can see that they got created. We'll just check the conditions which we have put, the actions which we have put is right or not. To check, to do negative testing, what we'll do, we'll create a bug. Based on the rule, these subtasks should be created only when we are creating a story. So in case of bug, no subtask should be created. So that also will do the testing. Now in the development subtask, you remember we have put a label. So the label is here, and the description is also properly written, whatever we have written, and the summary is also there. In case of testing subtask which we created, we should not have any labels because we have not put any labels in the testing subtask. So let's see that. So you can see here the summary is properly written, the description is properly written, but there is no labels because we have not put any labels. In the case of design subtask, you remember we have again put a label, so that should be available here. So we'll check that too. So you can see here the summary, the description and the label is properly mentioned. Now let's go and create a bug here and see that the subtasks get created or not, which should not be created. Only the bug should be created. So we'll quickly create issue type which is of bug, which is not story. So the project will be demo project. Let me see. Demo project. The issue type will be story. We'll click the issue type as story. No, sorry, bug, not story. Bug. And we'll create a bug. Okay. Summary is testing subtask rule again. Okay, that is the summary, and I'll be creating a bug. So the bug URL will be mostly DP4 because that is the 4th issue which is getting created. So we'll open that and see. So new bug got created, but it should not have any subtasks associated with it because the rule doesn't say that while creating bug we have to have any subtask. So yes, clearly there is, just a second. I think it has to be DP5, not DP4. I'm so sorry. So you can see here, this is a new bug which got created, and here seeing the icon you can see it as a bug, and there's no subtask which got created. So our rule which we have created for the DP project, demo project, that we have to create 3 subtasks when a new story is created. It works fine. Let's say we disable this rule. Okay, we disable this rule and create another story. Okay, now this time the subtask should not be created like the last time, because we have disabled the rule, so the rule should not be working. So let's create a story here, and we'll write testing disabling subtask rule. Okay, so we're basically testing this, that we want disabling and testing the subtask rule. So let's create a story. The story is DP6. So we'll view the issue and see that the subtask should not be created this time, because we have disabled the rule in the backend, in the automation. So here is DP6. So no subtask got created because we have disabled the rule here. The moment we enable it again and we create a new story, that this time the new subtask will be created. Okay, so that is about how to create stories automatically when we are how to create subtasks automatically whenever we are creating a new story. So that's all for today in the automation. We'll learn more in the upcoming sessions. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.